pants full of shit as her daughter and two guys had to walk her out of the bar, to me is appropriate. And I would like to sit down with any of these kids at Oberlin or Wesleyan and explain to them, well, what words should Marge have used at that particular juncture? She had bought us drinks. It was somewhat cruel of us to laugh at her after she shitted. I mean, we were kind of being faggots. I guess we should have just quietly, but we were just laughing. You know, we were kind of being cunty about the whole thing, and there didn't seem an appropriate word for Marge to use as she was carried out of Lisa's lounge. I think for the last time. I don't think she ever came back. A note, I believe this is a cash bar only. A good place for friends to hang out will definitely... Quiet towny bar. Drinks are cheap. Love a good local dive. When I told my father I was hanging out here, instead of my dad being like, oh, you have a problem, we should put you in a home, or we should put you in rehab, he's like, you know, he looked at me, he goes, son, such a boomer response, he goes, you know, son, like a dirtbag bar has played a role in every Dylan's life. Your Uncle Tommy had a place called Buckley's. I used to go to a place called my father's place. Like, he would just, you know, and I'm like, great, this is good, you know? It's like, son, you're following a long tradition of people that have made very bad choices in a very similar way to the ones you're making right now. Lisa's Lounge. If you're in Baldwin, Long Island, stop in and have a pop. Have a cocktail. Many of the people I know are dead. That, you know, did you come in there with me?
Yeah, we went back, but I don't think you recognized anybody, right?
No, because remember there was like a bunch of pictures on the wall of people that are now dead.
Yeah, and you were like, whatever happened to Trevor? And they were like, yeah, throat cancer, went in a year.
Sue died. Yeah. They lived hard. These people lived very hard. They really didn't take care of themselves. Many of them chose the bar over their families and their, you know, it was, you know, alcoholism is very tough. That being said, it was a lot of fun. There was a time there when we had a really good time, when you just say to yourself, let's just make the best of it. Every now and then, somebody would stumble into that bar who didn't know what it was about. It was a place where you were unable to shit, walk in and try to like enjoy it ironically, but you couldn't do that because it was like there was a woman, Jen, who used to hang out there, and she had those diabetic shoes, those big shoes, and she would walk in, and she was in a group home, but she would get a day pass, and then she would go out to Lisa's Lounge, and she was ill. She was mentally ill. So again, you'd feel uncomfortable like immediately if you came in there to just like, oh, it's such a dirty little dive bar. I'm just gonna go in and have a little drink. Immediately, you would be like, oh, this is really bad, because all the horrors of the world were on full display, as they should have been. Like Jen, for example, one day, Jen came in. There was a newer bartender, and this is a great story. Jen came in, I was there, and the newer bartender was there, and Jen walked in, and Jen goes, I'm having a party for the fire department here tonight. I need chafing dishes out. I need you to be ready. And the bartender was like, okay, all right. And I was just sitting there, me and a few other people were sitting there, we're all just kind of smiling, weren't really saying anything. And, you know, Jen walked in, and she goes, we're having a party for the fire department. They're all coming here tonight. And the bartender was like, okay, that seems strange, but hey, it's a local bar. This is what local bars do. They support the local, you know, first responders, okay? So Jen set up all the chafing dishes, and the food never came because there was no food. And then the firefighters never came because that was also